Look at that beast playing some Far Cry 6. This thing has been awesome. Absolutely awesome. First of all, how's it going, guys? I know it's been almost a couple weeks since I've made a video, so I'm going to make a video. Want to talk about a couple things. First of all, the weather here is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. We're almost in November and it's still 60 degrees. That's very odd. But anyway, the PlayStation 5 has been an amazing experience so far, as I knew it would be. I really don't have any complaints with this system so far. If I am going to complain about anything, and this is probably being very nitpicky, I really wish they would not have made the controller charging port right directly in front of the CD thing. Because now you got to move that out of the way to insert a game. But anyway, like I said, that's being nitpicky. But, so, I kind of wish they would have had it like the PS4 had it. Had it on the right side, the CD inserting device on the left side, but whatever. And I didn't know this, but apparently there's a PlayStation 5 out there that's strictly digital. That it doesn't take any CDs, it's all digital. I don't like that because I like the actual physical disc where you got to put in. Because here's my thing, is if you ever buy a game, and let's say a year down the road you want to return it or trade it in for something, you can't. So, because it's all digital. So, that's the only reason I don't like digital. I can see why people like that nowadays, because you can buy any game you want. Basically, at the touch of a button, you don't have to go to a store and buy a game. But, like I said, the disadvantage I see in that is if you ever want to trade your games in, you can't. I mean, unless you want to trade your whole system in. But anyway, that's the only thing about it that I will say. That I wish they kind of changed a little bit. Where they did, or unchanged, rather, is the charging ports. But, let's talk about some video games coming up. I see there's a leak to Mafia 4, and I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's not called Mafia 4, it's called Mafia like New Blood or something. New Blood, I can't remember. I should have been more prepared. There's a new Mafia game coming out. And I've been waiting for that forever. Personally, Mafia 2 was the best one. But Mafia 3, after they fixed it up a little bit, it really wasn't that bad. It was a pretty likable story. The graphics were good at the time. So, Mafia 4, yeah, I can't wait for that game. That's going to be good. Grand Theft Auto, let's talk about that for a second. Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't know when it's coming out. We've obviously have had teaser trailers, whatever. Here's my idea on it, okay? First of all, the fact that we've had to wait this long for a new Grand Theft Auto game is absolutely criminal. But, here's what I think they should do. Grand Theft Auto 6 is great. The Grand Theft Auto series is good, but there's a couple that were kind of forgettable. But I'm just telling you guys, I think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be great. And what I mean by that is, I think you already know what's going to happen. They're going to have to fix some things when it does release, finally. The fact that it's taken so long, basically in development hell, which, I understand Rockstar still makes it, but feels like it. And then, got this whole thing about, that's another thing. Real quick, this freaking McDonald's E. coli, first of all, McDonald's sucks to begin with. When you're an adult, trust me, McDonald's does not taste the same like it did when you were a kid. Plus, they made it different back then, too. In my era. McDonald's sucks. Donald Trump did not cause the E. coli outbreak. It's just amazing. That's what I'm talking about. People will literally believe anything. Oh, Donald Trump went to McDonald's. Now all of a sudden there's an E. coli outbreak. Oh, it must be his fault. That's how freaking stupid people are. Yeah, the election, honestly, I think Trump's going to win hands down. But either way, whoever wins, I'm just going to be glad when it's over. Because I'm so sick and tired of the videos and the text and yada, 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 yada. Listen, whatever. Whoever gets in ain't going to be able to fix this shithole of a country in 4 years anyway. So, you know what I mean. No, anybody who gets in is not going to be able to undo what Joe Biden and the Democrats have done in 4 years. That just ain't long enough. And by the time he does get it back to where it's supposed to be, another Democrat will get in and shit will be all fucked up again, like it always is. But anyway, that's neither here or there. We're on to gaming. Far Cry 7. That has not been announced, but here's my ideas. If there's going to be a Far Cry 7, or whatever they're going to call it, I think personally Far Cry 6 is a great game. There's a lot of people that don't like it. Far Cry 5, if you play Far Cry 5, it felt like it was a totally different game. You know what I mean? Some people loved it, I get it, but I gave Far Cry 5 more than enough chances, and the game's frickin' trash. I'm sorry, it is. The only memorable thing about Far Cry 5 was Joseph, and he really wasn't even that good. I mean, first of all, your main character is a ranger, you're a mute character, and you guys know how I feel about mute characters. Absolutely pointless. And the only reason Grand Theft Auto 3, Claude, the mute character, the only reason he's remembered is because it was the first groundbreaking Grand Theft Auto game. If you look outside of that, no, it was a very forgettable game. So, no, Far Cry 5 was complete garbage. I hated the way it was. The scenery was good, but the map design sucked. The freaking gunplay sucked. The flying mechanics sucked. Everything about the game just sucked. I didn't like it. Now, that's just one man's opinion. If you loved it, whatever. But Far Cry 6, if you played Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, they went back to the way Far Cry is supposed to feel. And I understand it's a little repetitive on some parts, but you know what? Look how big of a game Far Cry 6 is. Far Cry 6, first of all, the map is huge. Absolutely, I mean, you can get lost in this map for hours. And you don't even have to do the main story. And number two, yes, it's not as challenging as Far Cry 5 was, because let's be honest, I'm at to the point in this game where it's almost literally impossible to die. I mean, like I said, the only way you're going to die now is if at the beginning of the game when you have no weapons and you're purposely going out of your way to not do any side quests or anything, which and then in terms of why you're even playing a Ubisoft game to begin with. But if you're level 1, you go into a level 10 with no weapons, then yeah, you might die. You might have a problem. That's a challenge. But like I said, I'm a level 10 right now, and I'm basically invisible. There's unless, like I said, unless I'm deliberately trying to go out of my way to die, it's pretty hard to die in this game. So I can see why that would turn people off. I don't mind it because that's what I want to do. I don't mind a challenge, but I don't want to get killed like... In Far Cry 5, it didn't matter how much you leveled up. 2 shots, you're fucking dead. This game, it was the exact opposite. I mean, a freaking helicopter, I could stand there for 5 minutes in a helicopter and a tank firing missiles at me and I still don't die. So, it went from one peg to the other. And, I love the DLC. I think Far Cry 6, guys, is a good game. I mean, the story's good. It ended perfectly. Had good DLC with, you could play as Voss, Pegamin, and Joseph. And get inside their heads in like a totally different game. Plus, there's a new The Lost World or whatever that I haven't played yet. I think it's a fantastic game, honestly. But if Far Cry 7 comes out, they need to stick to what they did in Far Cry 6. Because if it's going to be like Far Cry 5, I'm out. No way. So, just giving you guys a little bit of an update. I know it's been a while. The Bengals are getting their ass kicked as normal. I mean, that's expected. I told you guys a couple weeks ago season was over anyway. But, anyway, yeah. Hope you guys have a good week, and we'll check in with you soon. Yes, the PlayStation 5 is great. I love my PlayStation 4, but this was not a bad investment. See you guys.